Hello, my crafty friends. Today, this video is an explanation of something we're going to do in my live stream on Monday night. We usually do a pick 10, and we either work on a piece of cardboard or something that some people use it to cut up into to make cards or ATCs or whatever, and some of us work in art journals. You can work in anything you want to do a pick 10, but that's kind of what we normally do on Monday nights. But this Monday night, we're going to do something different. And Marydale Abrams live on Friday night, she was talking about wanting to play some different art games. And sorry about that. Anyway, Ruth Lamb suggested that we do a jelly plate prompt 10 or pick 10. And that sounded like a lot of fun, but I know there are a lot of people who don't have jelly plates. And we wanted everybody to be able to play along if they want to. So what this video is showing you how you can play along with this mono printing prompt. And I don't know if we're going to do 10 or 20 or 5, but we'll just work as long as people were wanting to do it. But I wanted people who don't have a jelly plate to be able to play along. And almost everybody has access to one of these plastic cutting boards or some fun foam. And this happened to be sticky back fun foam. And so I stuck it down onto this so that I could work on it together here. Because if you've got sticky back fun foam and you don't stick it down to something, that slick paper on the back just makes it slide all over the place. So if you're using sticky back fun foam, stick it down to something. The fun foam that's not sticky back will work fine without being stuck down. But this is what I had. So anyway, we're going to do some of the prompts that I've written. I've written a bunch of prompts for Monday night. I've also written prompts. These are what kind of paper to print on prompts. And what we're going to do Monday night is print a bunch of papers and make a journal out of them, a little journal out of them. I will list below this video, I'll list the kinds of papers that are in the prompts. And I'll also list all of these prompts, and that's a bunch of them, so it's going to be a long list. I may put them in a PDF and just put a link to the PDF below. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll have this list out there, and so you can look around your house and find the things that are in here as much as you can and be ready to play along. Now, if you do not have something that's on this list, that's okay. Just grab something else and print with it. Don't worry about it. This is just for fun. It's not something that you have to be religious about. So I just picked things that I had, things that I thought a lot of people would have. But like I said, if you don't have them, or if there's one of these kinds of papers you don't have available, just pick something else and don't worry about it. It's all for fun. You may not have a brayer. That is my favorite way to do mono printing. And I'll do some like that, but I'm also going to show you that you could use one of these brushes or one of these brushes. You might even be able to put your paint on with the card. I've never tried that before, but we'll try it and see. Not many of the prompts give you a specific color of paint or type of paint to, in fact, none of them give you a specific type of paint to work with, except one of them says metallic. One says red, one says blue, one says gold, and then one says to use white. If you don't have gold, use a yellow or something. This is Golden Sunset. It's not a metallic gold, it's just apple barrel. This is the metallic I put out for today. It's topaz. Anita's all-purpose metallic topaz. I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors. And the red is Santa Red Americana. And then the blue I got, this is my one of my new favorite colors. I just got this. I think I got it at Target, actually. It's Delta Creative Ceramcoat Midnight Blue. It is lovely. So if we get the blue prompt, we're going to use this. The rest of them, they don't tell you what color paint to use. Just use whatever you want. But just for fun, we're going to pick a kind of paper. And this says print on a paper bag. And the reason I'm listing all these things below is so you can do like me and have a stack of stuff ready to go. This is the paper bag I'm going to use. And I'll just put that up there so I won't use it again. And I'm going to do one on here and one on here. So I'm going to get 2 bags because I want you to see how they work, you know, on the 2 different things. And because some of you do not have a brayer, I'm just going to use a paintbrush for this one. And now the first prompt of what we're going to do on that paper bag says use net or screen or sequin waste or drywall tape or some such something. So I have a screen right here, and so that's what I'm going to use. But you could use whatever you've got that's something similar to that. So I'm going to put that over there. Okay, and I'm just going to pick a color of paint here. I got pink, so that's what we're going to use. We're going to do it on here first, on here, and we're just going to use a paintbrush. Now, one thing you need when you do this is some extra paper to brayer off on. Also extra paper to pick up your extra extra paint on. Now with the screen, or I'm just going to put it over the top of this. Well, that worked out handy, didn't it? And then I'm going to put my paper bags down on top of that screen. And then I'm going to rub it down really good. Now you could do it another way, and I'll show you that because you'll need to do that anyway, whether you do it on your paper bag or on an extra piece of paper, on deli paper or whatever. You can choose to do this, and like I said, this won't give you exactly the same result as on a jelly plate, but it'll still be fun, and that's what's important. Now I did put my mat here on top of some of this gripper stuff so it wouldn't be sliding around on me. It also provides a little bit of a cushion so you can press down. Okay, this is what I came up with off through the screen on that one. And whoo, not much came off on that. So now we know fun foam is better because it squishes down. Okay, so that didn't work so well on this one. But if we pick the screen up and get it out of the way, and now we'll take this and put it down. Let's see what we get. Oh, there we got a really good print. So see, just depends on which way you're going to do it. Now, I have a clothesline strung up across my room with clothespins, and that's where I hang all my stuff. You don't have to do that. I'm going to use a piece of this parchment paper and see how much more I can get stuff up off of this so that we can move on. And you can use the parchment paper, the roll-off paper, the deli paper, anything that you use, whether it's to clean your monoprinting plate or to or whatever. You can use that in your journal too if you want to. So that got some good texture on it. Now we're just going to leave that like that because it's okay if it gets grunged up a little bit. And let's pick another prompt. Oh, we need another kind of paper too. Let's see. It says do the next 3 prompts on old book pages or music paper. Okay. I'm going to do one of them on this. It's just music paper that was printed off. I got it at the thrift store. And then I'm going to I'm going to do the next 2 prompts on these 2 pieces. But this first one I'm going to do on this. And I can do them both right there, so we can see how it works on both things. Okay, now then the next prompt says, use something botanical. You can use leaves like this. You can use, you know, something, flowers, stencil. You can use a flower mat. You can use, so I've got these felt flowers I got at the thrift store. They were $2.45 each originally, but I got them for 50 cents. Both of them for 50 cents. I think that's probably what I'm going to use just for fun. You can use leaves from your yard. You can use leaves off of plants that's in your house. You can use a stencil, you know, a flower stencil or a leaf stencil. Anything you do that has something to do with plants, you can use. But I'm going to use these just because I'm curious as to how they work. And I don't know how good they'll work on here, but we're gonna do it anyway. Okay. And I think I'm going to use this yellow because it's almost out. Okay. Now I'm going to put that in water. This time I'm going to put it on with the card just for kicks. Let's see how that works. Now you want to leave it, you don't want to mash it, you know, too thin. That leaves a lot of texture, doesn't it? Not really what I was wanting. But texture's not a bad thing, so we'll just go ahead. And I'm going to put down this flower. I'm going to put down this flower. And I'm just going to press them down. And then I'm going to pick it up. And I'm going to put this paper down. Let's see what we get. My prediction is that the fun foam will be pretty good. I have no idea about the this. You can do this on glass too, but I didn't want to get out glass. Okay, this is on the fun foam, and this is on the just the cutting mat. Both of them are interesting. This one's prettier. It's better. But you can see how they both pulled up some paint from underneath, which is really cool. And that's one of the things that's so nice about a jelly plate, is that it does that. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and pull up something else here. See how much of this we can pull up. I could have gotten out some deli paper and done that, but not everybody has deli paper. Parchment paper is a lot easier to find, or wax paper. I don't happen to have any wax paper out here, or I would, oh yeah, I do. I'll use that next time so you can see what it looks like on it. Okay, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That'll be interesting in our journal. Okay, let's go ahead and do some wax paper because there's still some paint on here we need to get off so we can move on. I honestly have never tried to print on wax paper. I don't know. But I use it, you know, in between my pages, and I know paint sticks on it when you do that, so. Let's see what happens. Well, we got some stuff on it, but that's okay. We'll use it again later to pull up some more. Okay, next prompt we're going to do on book pages. The next prompt says use bubble wrap. Okay, cool. So let's put some paint down. I'm going to use this Laguna from Apple Barrel. Had a goopy thing in it. Don't like that, so I'll get rid of it. Okay, and this time I'm going to use this brush. It is a lot. It's not as easy to control the amount of paint you have on something when you use a brush as it is, or that card, as it is when you use a brayer. But I want people to see that they can still have fun doing this, even if they don't have a brayer. Let's add some more on here because I got way too much over here. Okay, now what was that prompt? Use bubble wrap. Okay, sorry about that. Stick that in the water. I've got this, and I'm just going to use it. It's got crusty paint on it, and it will drop some off, and I don't care about that. We're going to do it anyway. Just roll that right across. And then I'm going to roll it right across here and try to get some of that off. Okay. There's also some bigger bubble wrap that you could use if you want to. Actually, I think I'll do that on this one. Come on. Oh, it's not turning. No, that was not a very good thing. Let's roll off some of that. Okay. Now, paper. We're using book pages for this one. This is an old dictionary page. When you use old book paper, you can't leave it down as long as you can other paper because, at least on the jelly plate, it will stick and pull the paper off sometimes. Okay, look at that. Okay, now this one, let's move it, was on the plastic. This was on the fun foam. They're both really pretty. I'm happy with both of those. Okay, now then, let's put this back down and see if we can pull up some more of this paint before we move on. We have one more to do on the book paper. We pulled up a little bit more. So the next prompt says, use white and pull up leftover paint. All right, now I don't know if that'll work on these like it does on the jelly plate, but we won't know until we try. So, and when you do this, I'm going to use the brayer. No, I'm not, because you might not have one. But the point is to do it with a very light touch. You don't want a lot of paint. You don't want a lot of paint on there. So you want to get it a thin coat. Okay. There's our thin coat of white. Better hurry before this dries on us and it doesn't do anything. Let's put the book paper down. Let's see what will come up with it. You want to really burnish it down so that it'll pick up the paint that's underneath. But once again, you don't want to leave it on there so long that the paper sticks to it and doesn't come up. Ooh. Okay, see here? We lost paper right there. But this is what we pulled up. And you can see where we lost the paper. So this doesn't work as well for this technique as the fun foam does. But we wouldn't have known if we didn't try it. So my suggestion would be, if you've got fun foam, or if you can get fun foam before Monday, go ahead. I'm just going to pull this off. Well, that is an easy way to clean this plate, isn't it? There's paper there too. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it just like that. And let's see, what's the next kind of paper we're supposed to use? Use graph paper. Okay, here's a piece of graph paper. That's what we're going to use. And let's see, what prompt are we going to use? Use 3 different texture tools from your toy box. Okay, this could be anything. Here's some fun foam that it was the sticky back kind that I just stuck down in a kind of a wiggly shape. This was texture paste I put on watercolor paper. This is fun foam. It was just extra pieces from something else that I stuck down. What else do we have in here? Here's a piece of I don't remember what you call that, but it's where you sew it with the yarn, plastic canvas. Here's the thing that had thread on it. So we're going to use the plastic canvas and the thing with thread on it, and this with the fun foam shapes that I just stuck down. Okay. And we're going to do it on this paper. So let's try this this dark midnight blue. It's really a greenish blue, but green and blue are my favorite colors, so I'm really liking it. Now, because I told you I was going to use the brayer, I'm going to go ahead and use the brayer on this one. I think a brayer is a good investment, even if you don't have a jelly plate. You can use it right on the paper, and it's really cool right on the paper. So, okay, and then we're going to roll this off. And I'm going to have to wipe that off in a minute because it picked up gunk from that okay, there's one thing. There's one thing. And here's another one. This makes cool, so you can see it. You can also use it like a stamp, which is nice. I think I'm about to. Now in the fun foam, you can see both circles because it can actually press down. Okay, now let's put our paper down. Okay, here are the 2 prints. This one from the plastic and this one from the fun foam. And I put a little too much paint on there, so So it kind of, but you can still see the textures. It's just really dark. Okay, let's pull out something else and see what we can get on here. Let's just do a piece of white paper. Sometimes the second print is the best one. I don't know if it will be this way. It is sometimes on the jelly plate because you've taken off a lot of that paint, especially if you overpaint like I tend to. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, now here's the one on the fun foam. That turned out really cool. Here's the one on the plastic. It didn't come up quite as good. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more. Just for fun. Okay, let's see. The next one says use newspaper or yellow book page. Okay. Here's a comic paper, so we will just use that. Let's okay, I'm just going to do this with this paper. And the next prompt says make a solid pull and do the next prompt on top of it. I'm going to save that because you really would need to not do the next prompt but the one after that so it has time to dry a minute. So we'll save that one for Monday night. This one says use lace or a doily or some fabric texture. That's what we'll do. Okay. Let me decide on my texture first. Let's see what kind of, if I've got some fabric down here. Here's some lace. This has been used quite a few times. But this is just off an old shirt I got at the thrift store. So we'll just use that. And I'm going to use the red, see what we can pull up from this with the red. Okay, and let me change this paper so that it will. Sometimes this paper is just as much fun, and that can go in your journal too. Okay. And my brushes are all in water, so I'm going to go ahead and use the brayer again. I meant to clean that off so it wouldn't have those little bits on it, but they're on there now, so we're just going to go for it. I'll have to clean that before Monday night because it's going to leave a weird texture. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to put this one down on here. And let me find if there's something different. Here's another one that I've used before. And we'll just put that down on here. And then I'm going to use a piece of this parchment paper to imprint it down and see if we can pull up some of the in-between paint that will come out of the little holes. Once again, the jelly plate, the fun foam is working better because you can push down on it. It, like a jelly plate does, it goes you know, compresses. Okay. Well, we'll pull these up. That's going to be gorgeous. Oh, hopefully that one will too. All right, let's put our funnies down. This one I'm going to do real quick and pull up because I don't want it to stick down like it did before. Well, maybe we go a little bit more. Okay. Okay, here's what we got. We got some good texture. It's more obvious. The lace pattern is more obvious from the fun foam than from the plastic, but we still got some cool texture on there. And most of these, you know, they're really just background papers for you to work on and do more on anyway. So, okay, that's just, I just wanted to give you a heads up what we're going to do and an idea of what the prompts might be like and how you can do it if you don't have a jelly plate. Because I don't want you to decide, oh, this won't be any fun for me because I don't have a jelly plate. Because it can be just as much fun, especially with the fun foam. This is not quite as good, but anyway, hopefully you'll find something. You could use one of those placemats that's kind of squishy, would work too. Anyway, enjoy. God bless you, and hopefully I'll see you Monday night.